Hey. Last time. Yo, this cloud ain't bad, ain't it? Oh, one more time at a time, man. Cool, give yourselves a round of applause. Get this going moving. Listen, I'm the king of powering through, okay? Let me just lead with that. So I'm glad I did put in the notes about snacks, okay? I'm going to be on the schedules we can. We will eat eventually, all right? There will be time to eat, just not right now, okay? I have a couple things going on, and then we will be, then you all have a light break to grab some food, and then we'll be back here. And I get it. If you do not leave mentally and physically exhausted, I did not do my job. Like, you're supposed to leave here spent. This idea. But the beauty also of being here is I'm going to help guide you on what to do with what you've learned. It's easy to overwhelm. It's easy to do that. And then be like, all right, go out there and be great. This isn't that. Okay? So that's why there are different points where I stop. Like, you see what just happened? Break this. That might be something I'm going to say, go with that. Do that. So it becomes really practical. So when it's practical, you can implement it. For example, the openings that we went through. Like, those, some of the things you can just implement. So it's not like racking your brain or like, what do I do next? It's like, no, do that. Unless you don't trust me. And then you could do what hasn't been working still if you want. Because I'm saying that because that's been said to me. Or you could do what works, or you could just keep trying what you've been doing. Is that working? Anyway, so all that to be said, like, I want you to be tired, exhausted, feel like you worked. You know, that there's some new ideas that are spurred, that you're challenged. That you went like, okay, I came in here and I'm leaving better and different. But also that we build. There will be time where we're going to exchange info, that you all will connect on LinkedIn. I highly, highly recommend connecting with each other, building relationships with each other, because there's likely, a collaboration that should happen. And if we're smart, that is what will happen. We can't speak to every single soul, but let's say 2 or 3 of you put an event together. What does that look like? That also, you can split the resources. See, speaking of finances, split that up. Because if we're even talking about our looks or the way we present, just the different things that tie in, you may find a creative way to tie in your message. That makes sense? Yes or yes? Yes. Cool. Last thing, any favorite takeaway that anyone has? 2 of them. 2 favorite takeaways since kind of we've been here. Authenticity. Yes.
And you're opening O or whoa.
Opening O or whoa. Yes. It'll work for you. I'm telling you. Yes. Sometimes you just have to let the love in. Cool. All right, folks. Without further ado, get the rest part of this afternoon started. Got 2 powerhouse folks that you're going to spend time with over the course of the next hour, chopping that up. This gentleman, listen, doesn't even need an introduction, but because I'm a classy guy, all right, I'm going to give him one, and he's going to appreciate it. The gentleman sitting next to me is not only an actor, an acclaimed comedian, a wonderful person, and has a powerful story to tell, and has been telling it for as long as I knew that he existed. I present to you all, give us a really, really round of applause for comedian D-Lay.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Cool, man. Thanks for being here. And I'm just going to hop right into it. For those of y'all who are not familiar with D-Lay as a comedian, like how many of y'all are like, he looks familiar. I've seen him before. All right, cool. All right, great. So tell us, what got you into comedy? Why comedy, if you don't mind? We're hopping right into it. And then
Going right into it. First of all, everybody that's here, you're supposed to be here today. You made a conscious decision to try to step up and elevate your game, and you're doing it. So kudos to that. Public speaking is not easy. We just make it look that way. I remember, first of all, how many of you have spoken before in front of a group? Pretty much everybody. Okay. Do you remember the feeling when you first spoke? I'm just going to go back right here. What feeling did you have?
I said, man, I'll do this for free if it'll pay my bills.
If it'll pay my bills.
Like, and even like it don't even just got to. If speaking would say, hey, yo, rent is paid. I don't even got to see the money.
Gotcha. But what was the feeling prior to you going on stage or going up for the first time? What is that feeling? Do you remember that feeling?
I do. It felt like
Sweating.
Sweaty. There we go. He's sweating.
What do you say?
Butterflies. Nervous.
Nervous.
You weren't nervous. He wasn't nervous. Okay.
Doc?
I was amazingly nervous. But I just told myself, if I rock it, they gonna rock, they gonna like me. But if I bomb it, they gonna hate me.
Gotcha. So here's the deal. I was a blackjack dealer in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I was working on the riverboats, and I wasn't the boring blackjack dealer. I was dealing and I was talking trash because it's not my money. I want to give it away. This is not for me. You see those dealers, you're like, why are you whooping me like this? You're not gonna get a cut of this unless you pay me and then I tip you. So I was that friendly, jovial dealer. And one day, a player was standing off from the table and he was just watching. He wasn't playing, just watching. So once the table cleared out, I was on a dead game. He walked over to me. He said, hey man, have you ever thought about doing stand-up comedy? And I was like, I'm so green. I'm like, no, how am I gonna make money? I don't even think, unless it's an Eddie Murphy, it's a Martin Lawrence, I don't even think how. I'm from a little country town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Alexandria, Louisiana, I was born, and I started my comedy career in Baton Rouge. So he says, you should do it. And I was like, yeah. I brushed him off. 6 months later, I'm in the casino, dealing again, table packed. I'm talking cash, money, trash. I want to give this money, I really want to give this money away. It's not for me. And I'm dumping it this day. I'm giving money away, and I'm talking it up. And the table cleared, dead game, same guy, little white guy, walks up to me. He said, hey, man, you still wasting your time, huh? I don't remember who he is. He said, I talked to you a few months ago about doing comedy.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I know a guy at the Funny Bone, and I can get you in. You should try stand-up comedy. I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
He said, you should think about it. I said, okay, let me think about it. So I go on break. Dealers take breaks every hour. We work an hour where you break 20. Because you're dealing with numbers, you need to have a fresh dealer.
Wow.
I get downstairs in the break room. The dealer who was standing next to me overheard the conversation. He said, hey man, I think the guy's right. I think you'll do fine at comedy.
That's wild.
I'm like, you think so? I'm so green. I don't know. A lot of times, we don't know our gifts.
Really quick, do we say earlier, borrow someone else's belief in you?
That's powerful. Borrow
Yeah,
someone else's belief. I don't know what he's seeing. So I said, you know what, let me go upstairs and just tell him. I went upstairs, hey man, tell your buddy I'll do it. He said, okay, cool, let me give him a call. He calls him right there in front of me. This is a Monday. He calls him in front of me. Okay, yeah. You okay, fine. Yeah, he's here right now. Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Bye. Okay, he's gonna have you on Thursday. I'm like, Thursday? I don't know what to do. I'm not prepared. I don't have anything. I don't know the first thing about getting on stage. So I go home and I'm telling my roommate about this. I'm like, hey man, I'm about to do this stand-up thing. He goes, oh man, yeah, you can be fine at it. Because I was always the funny guy in the group. Right?
Yeah.
The funny guy in the group. But there's a big difference between being
Tell him.
on stage funny and off stage funny. Everybody has said to somebody, but you should be doing comedy. You could do it. No, you can't. You cannot do it. It is not something that you say, I can do this, and you do. It's not that. You have to physically go on stage, say your words, let them hear your words, and then get the response. Whatever that response may be, laughter, silence, whatever it is. I'm on this Thursday at the Funny Bone. I tell everybody on the boat that's working, I'm about to do stand-up comedy. And the word spreads. I was like, oh, we gotta go see D. He's about to be a big star. I mean, you damn right I'm about to be a big star. Been waiting on this opportunity. Let's get it. My girlfriend at the time, I told her, hey, don't you come to the club. I don't want you to see this. I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want the people that, you know what I mean? You don't want them to see you, you know, in that capacity. So I remember going into the club and the guy was like, how many? I was like, oh, I'm performing tonight. He was like, what's your name? I was like, I'm D-Lay. He was like, oh, man, let me take you to the green room. You know, this place is sold out. I'm like, it's sold out. Now I want to quit. I don't know what sold out is. I didn't even try to sell this thing out. I walk in the green room. Now, I'm just doing a guest spot. I walk in the green room. There's the house MC. There's the headliner. It's a Mexican guy. And it's an obese white lady. I have to say that. It was an obese white lady in the room. And they were talking. And when I walked in, it got quiet. And I was like, hey, everybody. And he was like, you must be the new guy. I was like, yeah, I'm the new guy. He said, how long you been doing it? I said, it's my first night. You should have saw their faces in the room. They were like, first night? I remember my first night. I was throwing up in the green room. I was sweating. I'm like, man, that's not the encouragement I need.
At all.
I need uplifting. Don't worry about it, kid. You're going to be fine. The house MC goes out, and he brings me out so...
Don't say it.
He brought me out. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, you're going to love this performer. He's got a bright future ahead of him. You probably saw him on HBO. You probably saw him on Def Jam and BET. I'm like, who the hell? Who he talking about? Ain't no way he talking about. I didn't do none of that. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Star in the making. You seen him here first. Give it up for D-Lay. I was like, I didn't want to go out because I was like, man, I can't follow that. I can't do nothing with that. Now, I'm only doing 3 minutes.
Okay.
I'm doing 3 minutes and I'm out of there.
Which can be a lifetime or not.
Now, it sounds like a quick fix when I say 3 minutes. But I want you to imagine going into a place that you've never been into, a space you've never been before, and you're going to talk to some people about some things that are in your head. And the things that are in your head are supposed to be funny. There's a difference. And I'm not just talking about get up here and having a speech. They're expecting to laugh. I've got 3 minutes. I go out. I've been in the mirror for 48 hours practicing. 48 hours I've been running this, going over my lines. I'm going to say it this way. And in my head, I'm killing.
Crushing.
I'm tearing this audience to pieces. I get up. I said, hey, everybody, how y'all doing? They are giving it up. Because these people work with me. They work with the both of me. They know who I am. They are giving it up. And I said, yeah, man, I'm glad y'all coming tonight. And I get into my act. And I'm 60 seconds in. No laughter. No. Nobody's laughing. I'm talking, but ain't nobody laughing. I'm 3 minutes in. They've given me the light. I'm like, I can't get off. Ain't nobody laughed. I gotta keep going. I gotta get something out of it. I gotta run this light. I have to run this light. If you know anything about the light, they usually give it to you. If you got a 3 minute set, they're gonna give it to you at 2 minutes. If you're doing a 15-minute set, they're gonna give it to you at 10 minutes or 12 minutes. 3 minutes, they're giving me the light. I can't get off. I gotta go to work with these people tomorrow. I gotta get something out of these people. I said something. I don't even know, because I'm sweating at this point. Because the first joke I throw out, which I knew was about to tear, this first joke should tear this building down. I throw that joke out and it died. They just looked at me like a Rubik's Cube. I don't know. They were just looking at me, and I said, oh my gosh, I got to get out of here. So I said this one last thing, and I saw a guy chuckle. I said, that's my time. I'm out of here. I got to go. Thank you. Thank you. I walk off stage. I walk in the green room. I don't even look at them. I'm so embarrassed because they're in there. The people that were the other two comedians, the vets. I walk straight past them. I get out of there. I go to the bar. I sit at the bar. Show's still going on. I hear him in it. I said, let me get dark liquor. You pick. You pick. That's what type of night this is. You pick and you keep them coming. You want it on the rocks? I want it like the manufacturer put it in the bottle. I'm sitting there and I'm drinking. Now, the obese white lady who's the feature is sitting at the bar. And she says, whoa, how did it go in there? She didn't watch it. She said, whoa, how did it go in there? Because it's just the headliner and the host that was outside. I said, I don't want to talk about it. It's bad. I take the shot. Yuck. Oh, God. She said, listen, don't worry about it. There's plenty of things you could do to get funny. You can read books. You can take classes. I'm like, ma'am, don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about me at all. You don't have to worry about me at all. You see that? You seen that meme? That audio? You ain't got to worry about me. You ain't got to worry about me. So I brush her off, and I get a tap on my shoulder. You never know what you said on stage and how somebody received it. No matter how in your head the masses I didn't rock it. Somebody heard something that you said that triggers them. She says, I want to talk to you about doing another show. Now, the lady's behind me. I won't even turn around to look at her face. I just hear her voice. Get your ass away from me. Excuse me, I want to talk to you about doing another show. I said, ma'am, took another shot. Yaka, did you see what just happened in that? She says, yes, I saw what happened, and I think you have something. I said, ma'am, don't worry about it. I'm never doing comedy again. Get another shot. Yaka! I get lit. I look up. This is like 30 minutes later. I'm nice and lit, almost forgetting about what happened. I look up, I see my girlfriend. What the hell are you doing here? And please don't tell me you saw that. Yes, I saw it. Don't worry. You're going to be fine. I'm like, you saw that? He says, yes, don't worry. Bam. Now I got to go to work the next day. I go to work, and people that are normally like, hey, what's up, D? Hey, D. They're just looking at me like, hey, man. Hey. Hey, bro. At least you got a job. At least you got a job.
Still breathing.
So I'm like, man, I'm done with this. I'm walking to my table. I see this lady that was at the bar. Her name is Lacey, that was trying to get me to do another comedy show. I'm like, oh, here she comes. I said, hey, what's up? Hey, listen, I just wanted to stop by and see if I can ask you one more time. Would you please do me this favor? Just do comedy one more time for me. I said, ma'am, I'm never, ever doing comedy again. She said, listen, I tell you what, do this one show for me. Just this one show. I'll never bother you again. Just one show. I said, one show? She said, one show. Deal. When? Friday. Friday is Wednesday. That means I got to construct a whole new set because I can't use that last set that I used.
That's definitely not going to work.
People hate me. People hate me. So I go home, reconstruct a new set. I show up at the venue that Friday. Unbeknownst to me, it's a comedy competition. Man, why are you doing this? I don't even want to. Now I got to be judged? I'm judging me. Just go up. I said, listen, let me go first. Let me just go first. There's like 6 contestants. Let me go first to get my stuff over with. Once I'm out. And at this point, I just want to prove it to me. I just want to hear the people laugh. Just let me see what this feels like. So this guy who was hosting at the time is a local DJ, right? He's not a comedian, he's just a local DJ.
Yeah.
His name is Sammy the DJ. That's what he goes by, Sammy the DJ. Little short, dark-skinned guy with some really slick hair. It's all him too. It ain't no chemicals. He just got a nice little grade of hair, and he's very arrogant. So he says, young fella, I'm gonna bring you up first and do your thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, you probably have not seen him anywhere.
Mother.
Like, why would he do this? I believe he went to church with some of y'all. And what that got to do with? Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands. Hold on. Wait, how you pronounce it? Lay, not lie. Lay. Okay. Give it up for D-Lie. I just told you lay. I go out, brush it off, deliver my first joke. Pop, it hit. I heard laughter. I said, oh my gosh, this is what this feels like. I'm really high. Next joke. laughter. Next joke, laughter. Hey, my name is Delay. I'm out. I'm like, wow, I did it. I did it. Now I've done that. Now I can step away from this. So I walk to the back. Hey, brother, you did good, man. Listen, I got to go because I got another DJing gig. I'm going to bring up the next guy, and after he comes off, you got it, and leaves.
Now you go to be in the host.
Now I got to host. I don't have no more material. I've only been doing comedy 2 days. That is it. I've been doing comedy 2 days. I have no more material. He's left me. So the second comedian comes off stage, and I go back out. When I go back out, the crowd cheers. I'm like, oh my gosh, hey, how y'all doing? So I just start messing with the crowd and improvising. Joke. I'm like, oh my gosh, this feels good. Said something to the crowd, another improv. Joke. All right, keeping the party going. I end up hosting the rest of the show. After the show, they bring up this lady, rest in peace. Her name is Simply Marvelous. Simply Marvelous was a comedian back in the day, was with Martin Lawrence and House, right? So she's in the audience. And they call her on stage. She's like one of the guest judges. And I don't care about winning. As a matter of fact, I don't give a damn about winning at all. I won already. Because what I came for is to hear laughter. So there's no place you can give me to make me feel bad. They said, Simply, you want to give some thoughts? She says, yes. You. She pointed right at me. She said, you. Are you afraid to leave Louisiana? I was like, I mean, I gotta work, but no, I'm not afraid. If you leave Louisiana, you're gonna be a star. The crowd goes crazy. I'm like, what are y'all? I got to go to work tomorrow. What is this star stuff y'all talking about? She says, hey, this is my number. Come by my house tomorrow. I want to talk to you. I go by her house. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I thought she was on some nasty shit. I really did. I really did. I mean, a lady give you her number in the club and come by my house. And she's grown. She's an older woman.
She knows
come by my house.
Or not one.
About 4:30 because I got to be in the bed for 6. So come on by. So she wasn't on that. She was really looking at me like she saw something. She said, hey, listen, how long have you been doing comedy? Seriously. I said, this is my second time on stage.
Yeah.
She said, what? I said, yes, it's my second time on stage. She said, how do you know how to do a callback? I said, what's a callback? A callback is when you say a joke, and then later on in the set, you call that same joke back. It's a callback. It's a call. I ain't saying he should have killed her, but I understand.
Yeah.
Right. That was a reference to a Chris Rock joke. So she's asking me, she said, so you didn't take any classes? I was like, no, I don't have any money. I can't take no classes. No. She was like, wow, you're a natural. You naturally have it. You just have to work it. You have to just work it, but it's natural for you. I'm like, I don't know what these people are seeing. I got to go to work tomorrow.
What
I don't.
When did you finally believe? When did you finally go?
So, all this happens in this week. So
What a week.
That same night, one of the guys that was a contestant on the show said, "Hey man, you should come to a workout spot, in South Baton Rouge. You can work on your material." I was like, "Okay, where is it?" It's a comedy club. He said, "It's a club. You just come on out." You got to pay attention to when people say stuff to you. You got to really hear it. Yeah, just come on out. All right, cool. So I get there. It's about 5 people in the audience, all African. Shout out to my sister. Yeah, I know you're African. What part of Africa? Rwanda. So that's what I'm talking about. Represent. I see you.
My friend just moved there. We can talk more about that.
So this is an African club. It's not a comedy club. It's an African club, and the owner name is Olu. The name of the club is Club Culture. I go in there, it's like 5 people in there, and they are not in there for no comedy. These people got off work, they want to drink, they want to relax, they don't have time to be listening to an unknown comedian. And I'm like, woof, let me just do my set and get out of here. So I'm looking around, the guy that invited me, I'm like, I don't see him. Where is he? Where would he be? Olu walks up to me, he says, "He's my brother, don't worry. We're gonna get this show started in about 5 minutes, okay?" I'm like, why are you telling me? I'm not hosting. We're gonna wait on the host. "Okay, I'm going to bring you up right now. The host is late. Don't worry. Don't worry. So he goes up. He says, ladies and gentlemen, clap the hands. And there's 5 people in there. And they're not listening to him. They're not clapping. They're drinking a striped beer. They're relaxing. This gentleman I'm bringing to the stage is huge. Now, some of you have never seen him before in your life. But tonight, he is here for you. So, clap the hands. Huh? Eh? Clap the hands, eh? Give it up. Hold it, hold. I didn't get his name. What is your name? Dile or... No, Dile. Oh, Dile. Oh, you heard him. Come. I guess I introduced myself. True story. None of this, everything I'm saying, it's in my book. I wrote a book about it. So I go on stage and I'm hosting. And it's me, one poet, and one comedian. The show is an hour and a half. I go up and do my 3 minutes. That's all I got. 3. I'm new. I do my 3 minutes and it goes terrible again. I don't know if you ever tried to perform in front of 5 Africans that don't want to hear you. But it's a tough crowd. So I come off stage, I introduce the poet goes up. After he comes off, I introduce the comedian comes off. So while the comedian's on stage, the host Olu is telling me, listen, brother, you have to hold the whole show down. I'm like, I don't have no more material, Olu. Yes, you do. Go. I go on stage. I'm just trying to find my way. I'm struggling. There's 5 people and they're spread out. They're not 5, they're spread out. One over here, one over here. One sits right here. No laughter the whole time, just looking at me. So I'm like, man, I gotta figure this out. The night goes through, I bomb. I'm like, man, I'm never coming back here. I'm about to leave the club. Olu says, hey, Dile, you did a great job tonight. So, this is your night. You're the host. I was like, wow. Now, I had an opportunity.
Yeah.
There's an opportunity. In every downfall, there's an opportunity. Now, I crashed and burned in there. Did not know it. Did not know if it was going to be something that I had to get used to. Didn't know what I was doing. I don't know what I'm presenting. So I go home, and this club starts every Monday. It's every Monday night. So I said, I'm going to go back next Monday, and I'm going to work. I'm going to work out different stuff. I don't care who laughs. I'm going to just say it and get comfortable being on stage. I stayed at that club for 6 months. When I decided to leave, a month before I left, sold out shows every night. Sold out shows. I started telling people from the boat, hey, come here. I'm getting better. I'm really getting better. And I was using that Monday night as a tool. I was working it. It didn't matter. That was my chance to paint and get better as a painter. So I took every night, I act like it was the biggest show that it was gonna be, even when it was 5 people. Because the next week it was like 6 people. Then the week after that it was like 4 people. It kept, and I just stayed consistent with it. And then it hit me. I gotta leave Louisiana.
Ooh.
I've got to leave. Now, at that time, was it crazy? Hell yes. It's crazy. You're leaving Louisiana after 6 months of doing comedy? What? It's crazy. It's unheard of. Keep in mind, I'm in school at this time. I'm going to school at LSU.
Golly.
I'm going to school at LSU. I'm the first one to go to school in my family. And I've made this decision. I'm in my junior year. I don't want to be in this school. I know what I'm supposed to be doing now.
Yes.
I know what it is. And I know I'm not good. Do you hear that? I'm honest with myself. Sometimes we get ahead of ourselves. We'll let numbers, I got 30,000 followers, dictate talent. No. You put the work in and you be honest with yourself. I'm not there yet. How do you do that? You look at your counterparts. And I saw Earthquake. I saw Earthquake perform. When I left Louisiana, I went to Vegas. But I had Vegas, I needed to go to LA to see what they really do. I'm a country boy. I need to see what this stuff looks like in person. And I went to LA and I saw Earthquake destroy this room. I got back in my Mazda Protege, 1999. This is a 4-hour drive from Vegas to LA, from LA back to Vegas. It took me 6.5 hours because I was driving slow, talking to God. I gotta be at that level. If I'm not doing it at that level, I shouldn't be doing it.
Yo, for those of y'all who don't know, I don't know if you're familiar with, like, Earthquake to me is probably one of the most fearless comedians. He's fearless. There's a couple like him. How important is fear, like even in speaking, like how important is fearlessness in performing? And because what people don't know is speaking is performing.
Yes.
Is it a different type of performance? But how important is fearlessness, and how much more, how did you become the person that destroys audiences now?
I know that if you don't have, I couldn't come up here if I was afraid of you guys. You would feel it. You wouldn't believe me. I wouldn't sound like I was confident in what I was saying. But if I came up here and I start telling you about Olu, and I know you from Africa, my sister, Rwanda, and you said, wait a minute. I believe him. I believe him. Before I said, you make the determination if you believe me. Your audience, they're smart. Never dumb down your audience. They are smarter than what you know. Comedy is a little different. Comedy, you got a time frame in which you need to get off a joke. Speaking, I just need to be able to poise myself to make my points and get it across to you. Comedy is, you have to be fearless. You have to be fearless. And the only thing that's gonna make you fearless is you knowing what you're doing, you knowing your craft. If you don't know your craft, I couldn't come up here with the confidence if I didn't have 20 years of experience of knowing any type of audience. A dance club audience, a librarian, a group of librarians, I mean, all different, I've seen every audience. There's no audience that would intimidate me.
Yeah, it's my recommendation. You can tell me what you think. I think everyone should do stand-up comedy at some point. Everyone should do at least one open mic in their lifetime. What's your thought? I think people like you. It's like that, being a service industry or work fast food. Like,
let me tell you why I think that's so true. I think this is why, me personally, I want everybody to try it because I want you to bomb. You have to bomb because everybody thinks they're funny. I want you to go on stage and just see your ass ain't that funny.
Oh man. Hey, you know, and there's nothing you can do.
Nothing
to avoid it.
You're gonna get
There's
it.
nothing. Even again, because let's say if you do great the first time, or you think you did, you'll want to do it. There's nothing you can do to avoid bombing, and you can never predict it. You never predict it. Like you could get in your car and be like, man, there's no gas in here. If I drive 20 miles instead of 10, I'm probably gonna be walking.
Right.
You can predict that.
Right.
You cannot predict bombing in comedy.
Oh my God, you just said something. So the next show that I did in Baton Rouge was another big show, and it was another new comedian on. His name was Tyrone. I'll never forget. Training Day is out at the time, and Denzel, the quote was, King Kong ain't got nothing, right? So he's a new comic. I'm a new comic. I go up, great set. I have a great set. He goes up and smashes. New comic, but he does some gimmicky stuff. He takes off his shirt and he says, King Kong ain't got on me. And the crowd goes nuts. And I'm like, what? So I go up to him. I'm a new comic. I said, hey, man, maybe you should come to my Monday night rooms. I got a Monday night. Maybe you should come and see if King Kong ain't got nothing on you. So he was like, work out. I was like, yeah, you should come to my room and work out. I don't have to work out, man. I'm gifted. I was like, oh, wow. Okay, I'm green. Maybe he's gifted. I don't know. Promoter that night sees us, hey, listen, I'm going to book both of you guys on the show in Mississippi. Are you down? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm going to pay you guys $200. That was $20,000 to me. As a new comic, that was 20,000 US dollars. Because I'm not getting paid anything. And that's another thing. Brother, I heard you say that, man, if I can just get that rent paid, if I can just get, here's the deal. Take money off the table. I'm going to take it off the table. Because if that's what you're chasing, you're going to be chasing a rabbit. Fall in love with it. Fall in love with the craft. And when you love it, I swear to you, it's going to be some down times. It's going to be some dark times. It's going to be a lot of them. But once you grab it and you know what you're doing with it, they can't stop you. And there's no money attached to it. This is from my heart. I love this.
Let's go.
Take money off the table, because guess what? When you start a new craft, that's down the line anyway. Took me 5 years to get paid. How many of you are going to talk for 5 years for nothing? That's when you'll know you love it.
Man, appreciate that. Couple last things, man, and then get you out of here. I'm really glad you came. So how many of you...
Hold on. I didn't get to Tyrone.
Oh, yeah. You sure did.
Let me tell you about this cocky bastard. So, we have a car trip, right? We're going to take a road trip. You know, it's my first time doing a road gig. So it's me, it's Tyrone, and it's another friend of mine, Sebastian. We're all new in it, and we're so excited. It's a paid gig. We're going to Biloxi. For a country boy, I'm going to New York City. Feel like I'm going to New York. We get to the venue, and we find out we're opening for JJ Jimmy Walker. Dynamite! That dude. When I find out that, I lose it. I'm snapped. I'm like, I tell the promoter, hey, take me to JJ's green room. I said it to him so smooth, he thought I knew him. He was like, oh, it's down here, come on. I walk in. Now, keep in mind, I've been watching JJ, Thelma, and Michael. James Evans is my damn daddy. Do you hear me? James Evans is my daddy. He opened up the door, and I went right in. I was like, dynamite! He said, man, get your ass out of my green room. JJ Walker. I didn't know JJ curse. Get your ass out of my green room. I was like, man, what's wrong, man? Get your ass out of my green. Get him out of here. The promoter was like, man, I thought you knew him. I was like, yeah, I know him from TV. Like I'm a country boy. I ain't never seen nobody on TV. First guy goes up. He's a local. They got a local guy. It's like 4 comics on the show, and then Jimmy's gonna close it out. 4 guys. First guy goes up. He's a local. They know him. They boo him. I said, oh gosh, if they're booing somebody they know, they about to tear our ass out the frame. This is crazy. So I tell my buddy Sebastian, just go out there and just deliver. All right, man, don't waste no time. Go out there and deliver. I can see him. He's a little nervous. Okay, I got it. You ever see that person that's nervous, but they're trying to act like they got it all together? He don't have it all together. Yeah, I got it. Coming to the stage, Sebastian. I'm sitting backstage, and I hear Sebastian say, how y'all doing? Oh, say they about to get your ass. He said, yeah, man. Glad to be here. It's crazy, man. Y'all booed that last dude. A guy stands up in the crowd saying, if you don't hurry up, we gonna boo your ass. He was like, who you talking to? Boo! Let me tell you something about booing. It's contagious. It is. If somebody start booing right now, y'all be like, boo, boo, boo. So they boo Sebastian off. He's gone. Next up is Tyrone. Tyrone just crushed in Baton Rouge. Tyrone don't need to work out.
At all.
He's already gifted. He's good to go. I can't wait to see what Tyrone's gonna do, because I want to know if he's really that gifted. Coming to the stage, we got another comedian from Baton Rouge. Give it up for Tyrone. Tyrone plays Early in the Morning by the Gap Band. Now, if you listen about to happen to you is what happened to. How you gonna stop him? How you gonna stop somebody from booing you? He goes into his deck. My man, he's got a table of cats that's helping him boo. He said, man, let's boo this dude. Boo! Man, ain't nobody booing. Boo, boo. We're in a theater. Boo, the boos collapse him. He leaves. I'm up next. I want to quit. I want to quit comedy right now. They brought me up, and when I go, as soon as I get up, I said, hey man, how y'all doing? Sit your bitch ass down. Hey man, what's wrong with you? That's what I stepped out of comedy. I had a real conversation. I said, hey man, what's wrong with you? What happened today? And this lady said, leave him alone. We want to hear him. Do your thing, baby. And a group of black women said, yeah, do your thing, baby. You need a group of black women saying, do your thing, baby. Do your thing, baby. Do your thing. And they got me out of being booed. Finish that up. We're going back home. We're driving back home. It's quiet. Sebastian ain't talking. He driving. Tyrone trying to act like he's asleep. He ain't asleep. And I'm in the back seat. 20 miles in, nobody said nothing. Sebastian adjusts his mirror. You good back there, D-Lay? Oh yeah, I'm good. How y'all doing up there? Yeah, man, it's crazy. You know what? I ain't got time for this comedy shit, man. I got a real job, man. And quit that day. Why are you doing it? If you don't know why you're doing it, you can quit at any moment. I can't quit.
Write that down, by the way.
If you don't know why you're doing it, you'll quit at any moment. I cannot stop doing comedy. I'll die. I will die if I don't stand up on the stage and deliver jokes that's running through my head all day. I'll die. Take the money off the table. Take the money. When Stan called me, he said, man, let me know what it takes. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I believe in what you're doing. I know you're solid in what you're doing. And it's going to be a group of people in there that needs to hear this. Because guess what? Some of y'all are going to leave here and say, you know what? Maybe it's not for me. And that's okay. Go find your craft. It's out there. And guess what? It's a lot of y'all in here. It's in you. The question is, how consistent will you be in going after it?
Man, thank you for that. Really quick round of applause. A couple more questions, man. Then you're out. When it comes to consistency, Delay is one of the most consistent people I've seen on social media anyway. If you follow him, you should. It's a lot of, and I actually did a post about reaction videos. Mm-hmm. And his are branded. You'll have to watch them to see where they are, but they're always intentionally branded. Yeah. I don't want to give it away.
Yeah.
But how many times a day do you post?
Okay. People always ask me, hey man, how do I grow my social media? And it's always comedians. And I tell them, I never hoard secrets. I never hoard information. I'll tell you exactly how to grow your fan base. Every last one of you, I'll tell you exactly what to do. And you won't do it. Let me tell you what that means. What if I told you, in order to gain followers, what if I told you had to post every day? I want you to raise your hand when I go through these series of questions. If I told everybody in this room, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. How many followers do you have? 11,000. You got 100K.
Yeah.
Okay. If I say, you know what? I can tell you how to get to 200K this year. 6 months. I'll tell you. 98% of the people won't do it. They just won't. Then you have a percentage of people that stuff just hits. Something just hit. They dropped the video. Something just hit. The numbers just went crazy. I don't bet on that. That's just wishing upon a star. I'm talking about doing the work to get it done. What if I told you you had to post twice a day? Raise your hand if you would do that. Twice a day. 2 times a day. That's 2 times a day. Two. Right here, 11,000. 11,000 right here. Who has 11,000? Right. All right. What if I told you you got to post 3 videos every day that you wake up? Yeah, you sick. Yeah, you don't feel like posting. Yeah, I know. You got to go drop the kids off. Got to go pick the kids up. Cat. Social media don't care. They don't care you got to pick the kids up. Where's the video? Where is the thing that baited me in? What if I told you, raise your hands, you gotta do 4 videos a day? Where you at? Come on, people, where we at? We lost a lot of them. Well, we lost a lot of them.
Somebody got some water? He's getting up.
Here's the deal. I post 15 to 20 times a day. Different stuff. Facebook, Instagram, stories, reels, all different material. Now, that's me because I know what's at stake.
Really quick, do you make money in comedy?
Absolutely. I can't do nothing else.
I see you with the rolly on the wrist.
But here's the deal.
My point is,
I was on welfare. I'm gonna give you both sides. I'm not gonna just show you the shiny things. I remember 5 years ago, I was on welfare with my face on 3 different networks. BET, Showtime, and Who's Got Jokes was on.
Oh, that was on, not Bounce TV. No. Who's Got Jokes?
What'd you say? TV One.
3 networks.
3 networks, and I'm riding a bus. 2 sons. 2 sons. So this, it didn't just show up. I got muddy. I got muddy for this. Some of y'all, because of the era we live in, is so instantaneous gratification. It's everybody want. It can happen. My life has never been like all of a sudden this one big thing. You know, it's always been me consistently putting in the work to make sure I got to that level.
Thank you for sharing that. Because number one, I do my homework, so that's why I know a lot about you all. As much as I can. Like the moment you said you're interested, I'm like who you are. Like that's what I'm asking you. Okay, send me a video. Now there's a reason for that, but also I want to know a little bit about you. So if anyone that's also in this room that that I have sharing time with you, I've done my homework on them too. Mm-hmm. So even when he talks about the 15 times a day, I've looked at timestamps. Like, okay, day ago. Over here, day ago. Yo, he's at least posting at least 10 times a day most days. All this is, but it's that level of consistency and commitment.
Right.
And it's like, will you? Like one of the most important questions I tell people to ask themselves every day is, are you willing? Like that's a question. Mm-hmm. And if you aren't willing to answer that, honestly, then it's always going to be someone else's fault. Mm. But if it's, am I willing? And the answer is yes, well, then everything after that is on you.
Absolutely.
So if there can be growth at 6 times a day or just deciding with that, or again, like last night, or you saying, all right, hell, I'm going to record this 60-second video and then cut it up in 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. Every 10 seconds I cut it up. And then it's like a series.
Yeah, it's a series.
Like something like that. I mean, these are small pieces that you have to be willing to do. Because we ultimately believe that more people need to know you. Mm. That's how people book you and pay you. Like you look like a big deal. You're presenting like one, giving them information past the scroll. I could stay on his page all day because of it's who he says he is. Mm-hmm. He's a comedian, actor, makes people laugh. That's what makes people think. That's what his page is proof of. So they have to begin to ask. If I book speakers, I refer speakers too. If I go to your page, does it say you are who you say you are? Mm. And if it doesn't, well, then we're both. Not recently, because I seldom refer people. A couple years ago, referred someone, and they weren't exactly who they said they were. Mm. Never again. That's why, unless you're in my world, go ahead.
Stan said something earlier. I heard him. I don't know if y'all grabbed this though, and most of y'all would miss it because you don't know. And he didn't say it fast. It's one of the things you got to know. He said to you guys, a lot of times, y'all change up what the branding or what type of videos you're posting because you don't like it. It's so important for you to keep, I'm going to give you an example. If you go to my page right now and you see everything that's on my page and you go back tomorrow and I'm reading children's books, you're gonna be like, okay, what's happening? What is this? Hey man, I didn't come here for this. I'm not going. I'm not gonna watch this. I'm not gonna watch this. Because I know why I signed up for this. I was watching the funny videos, I was watching the reaction videos, and now you're gonna give me this? And let me show you this about your social media page. Your page is your channel. Your page is your network. That's your BET. That's your MTV2. That's your HBO. So think of it like that. And if you think of it like that, hear me out with this. If I came to your page, you have 11,000 followers, right? If I came to your page and I saw something on it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was dope. Who is she? Man. I'm gonna come back tomorrow and you better have it on there. You better have that style of video that I just saw. If you don't, that day, a day, that's the attention span, a day, you'll lose a follower in a day. I come back and I don't see that same content I saw, or I see nothing. You haven't posted? You didn't post nothing. It's been 2 days since you posted that? Guess what? There's a network that got something I want. Maybe yours. Maybe yours. But I'm not messing with you no more. You know why? I may come back, but I'm not gonna be seeking you out. You're not consistent. If you went to BET and you saw a comedy on there, and the comedy was hilarious, oh my gosh, you saw it on Monday. You went back Tuesday. Maybe it's not Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday. Maybe they don't have, you know what? Maybe they post every Monday. You go back the next Monday, it's not there, and you've lost that follower.
Gotta remember that. And even from a paid speaking point, then we'll be out. Where I'm speaking in 2 weeks, $10,000 engagement, never met the person, they DM me on Twitter. I'm rarely on Twitter, but my content is consistent with who I am. They direct message me on Twitter. I was like, hey, how'd you find me? I was like, I think I saw, I was at an event. I'm not sure. Someone mentioned you. That was it. Before I met the person, we met one time via Zoom, contract sent, done, direct deposit on that. I'm just saying this because when you're inviting the right people into your space, give them what they're coming for. So business owners, colleges, universities, they are all over the web. You'll meet Ron in a moment. He'll tell you they're all over the web looking at your content and you don't know they're looking. Are you giving them a call to action? You know what I'm saying? Do they know why they're there? And if they don't, they will go somewhere else. That's why that's why I ask you all to tell me what you want to be paid for. So then you can ask to be paid. So at the end of a video, if it's not some kind of call to action, well, then they're going to go to someone and that person's going to say, hey, it's like Billy Jean is marketing. I really like, he's a marketing guy. He'll say, hey, buy my stuff. He uses another word. He literally just buy my stuff. If you're smart, buy my stuff. He says that at the end of a lot of his videos. That's where I'm at. If you're smart,
right.
If you want to be better, be where I am, buy my stuff. Because otherwise someone else is going to be like, buy my stuff. So it needs to be like, hey, are you looking for this? You need mental health coach? You need to improve this? Are you at risk youth? Is your kid at risk? You need me because this is how I can help them because it helped me. Shoot me a message if you're interested. Like those small little tweaks in your consistent content will get you paid because also then you look like someone that deserves to be paid. When I go to his page, I'm like, oh yeah, someone pays him. But obviously, I go to Charlie's page. I'm like, oh yeah, someone pays him. He's good. All his content is very consistent. But now it's like that audience that wants to pay you for something else. So it's that one thing you do extremely well that comes easy, and then multiply it. So yours happens to your passion.
Hold on, man. I got that. Let me tell you, I got that. Just to paraphrase, I do stand-up comedy. That's it. But what else? What other lane can I jump in and say, you know what? Pay me over here. I'm an author, comedian. Oh, I got that. I hope you guys really, really grab that because sometimes we just get so caught up in that one lane. And this is good. Maybe it is. But take a turn. Just take that turn with that fork and just go. You'll still get it because it's something that all of it, everything you do should have different extensions of you. You know what I mean? comedian, author, actor. You know what I mean? It should have different turns, but it all lines up. You know what I mean?
Yo, any final thoughts for number one? Thank you for being here. And how many of y'all enjoy the stories, by the way? You know,
my Instagram is, all of my handles are the same. It's Delay, ITSDLAI. My website, my audio book. When I wrote my book, I didn't want my audio book to be. First of all, I wanted to have my voice. A lot of times,
okay,
you read Stan's book, and then his audio book is a white man. Like, who the white man, Stan?
that's a fact.
But it's my voice, and I wanted it to read differently from the traditional. So it reads like a movie. You know what I mean? We got sound effects in there with the stories that I'm telling. It's dope. It's something I took my time with this. I knew it was something, because when you read the book is a tearjerker as well. It's not just standard, oh, ha, comedy. No, it's a real book with real life struggles in it that I dealt with. The name of my book is called The Journey Behind the Smile. People see me smiling now, but man, it wasn't always funny. It wasn't always smile worthy. So my audio book, everybody that listens to it, it takes you, especially if you're in a place right now where you're not where you want to be in life. You know what I mean? You're not there yet. You know where you want it, but you're just not there. And you feel like, I don't even have the money to try to navigate to get to this. Listen to my story and what I did. We all have that in us. We all have it in us. Sometimes we got to kind of look at the person to the neck and be like, okay, Stan got it off like that. Okay, Stan's doing it like that. Wow, Stan's got retreats. He's got, wow, okay, cool. You know what? I'm not even a speaker, but man, I like what that guy's doing. Look at the person, and not in an envious way, not even in a competitive way. It's like, man, that's an inspiration. Man, because you didn't start off Stan. He wasn't always Stan. The first time I had to speak publicly, I was 8 years old. It almost came out my pants. I was in church, and they made us go up, and it was a double whammy for me. My grandmother she was a stickler for going to go to church. She ain't even going. Go to church, go. And they asked me to say a high point. What did you learn in Sunday school today? And I remember sweating. I remember the feeling. I was like, oh my, how could they? So I was a shy kid. I had to develop. So we all develop. We all start from an infant stage in whatever the craft is, and we develop. The only way you develop is you stay consistent with what you're chasing.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Round of applause for Delay. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, brother.
Pleasure. Yeah, folks, couple things, and I know we after we finish this, quick